period poverty. What is it and why does it matter? So many people don't realize that 17 to 25 million people who menstruate in the United States live in poverty. So that's nearly 10% of the population of the United States menstruating and lacking access to basic needs. And then when we talk about who can afford their menstrual supplies each month, that number raises to 40% of women in the United States have reported that they have struggled to buy their menstrual products. So think about that number, 40% of women. So that's like if you're with two women, one of them has trouble affording her menstrual supplies. And that's ridiculous. Number one, menstrual supplies should be free because why are we paying to menstruate? And number two, they definitely should not be taxed if they're not free. That one is always going to drive me crazy. In the state of Ohio, we don't tax food because you need food to live. Well, we also need menstrual supplies in order to go to school and go to work. And it drives me crazy that there could be a person who's menstruating taking the ACT and they're worried because they shoved their panties with tissues or with a folded over sock or a washcloth that day, and they're expected to sit through 4 hours of an exam and compete with the other people in the room who aren't having that issue. So this whole lack of equity drives me crazy. So I have my answer, and that is reusable menstrual supplies. This one is a reusable menstrual pad because in the United States, 12 billion with a B, billion menstrual pads are thrown in the trash every year. That is an insane amount of menstrual pads. And we don't need that in our landfills. And we definitely don't need to be shipping it to other countries to make it their problem to dispose of. So many people might not know that reusable menstrual supplies are even a thing on the market. Mine up above me feature my NFT art. And the reason that my NFT art is uteruses is because I want to eliminate the shame in women's reproductive health. We can drive down any street in the city and see a steeple or a skyscraper or other phallic shaped object, and that's perfectly normalized. But for women's bodies, there's shame around it. There's a don't talk about it. Women need to be able to talk about their bodies so when they have a problem, they can get the help that they need. And by putting uteruses embellished with symbols from flowers and birds and insects and other elements of nature that carry with them symbolic meanings of perseverance and wisdom and strength, I really wanted to inspire women to feel good about themselves and empower them overall. So let me show you a typical menstrual pad. This one is not mine, and you can tell if you were to touch it, you can feel that the fabric isn't very good. This is something very cheap found on Amazon, and it's all made of polyester. But I wanted to provide women with high quality menstrual products that they wouldn't feel like they're getting the leftovers. I wanted them to feel like they're getting something that's excellent that they want to use. So I'm using this is charcoal bamboo, and the reason for the bamboo is that it's super absorbent and wicking. So you don't want that wetness against your skin. You want it to go through to the inner layers. And the charcoal adds an element of odor elimination. And then in the center there, we've got cotton microfiber. So the purpose of cotton microfiber is all those little fingers on the microfiber help to absorb even more to keep you dry and feeling comfortable. And then the outside is polyurethane lined fabric. Now, the polyurethane lined fabric, it feels better than polyester and it's waterproof. So you won't have any trouble with having dampness on your clothes or even staining your clothes. That is not what we want here. So they come in 2 sizes. Large one is to wear overnight when you're not going to be able to change it. Like, nobody wants to get up in the middle of the night to change their pad so they don't stain their sheets. So this pad can be worn overnight. There are 3 of these in the box, and there are 5 of these in the box. And so one box will get you through your entire cycle. So now that you have them, what do you do with them? Well, you can see the wings are just like any typical pad that you may have seen before. You just lay it down, fold the wings over, and they have a little snap. And you're done. They'll stay in place and keep you dry and protected as long as you need it to. And then when you're done with it, if you're out and about, you're going to fold it the other way. So the ends in, and then the wings backwards. And now we've made a little tiny menstrual pad burrito with the waterproof layer on the outside. So all of the damp stuff stays on the inside. And we're going to put that into the reusable wet bag with a zipper that's made of the same polyurethane lined fabric. And then from there, you can just toss it in your backpack or in your purse and not have to worry about it. So then, when you're home and you're in a place where it's convenient to clean it, what you're going to do is just run it under the water until the water runs clear again and throw it in your washing machine. You could also just wash it with soap right there in the sink and hang it to dry. Whether you throw it in your washing machine or wash it with soap in your sink, you always hang to dry. Because if you put this with heat in a tumble dryer, it's going to delaminate that polyurethane lined fabric and it's not going to be waterproof anymore. One thing that I learned through researching this project is that people who menstruate in South America might put these in a maybe a little bucket of water and let them soak overnight. And then when they've soaked overnight, they take that water and they pour it over their plants. So it's literally their bodies returning nourishment to the earth. And I thought that was a really beautiful thing that some other people might also like the idea of. These can last you 5, 7, 10 years. You're only using them once a month for a few days a month. You're rinsing them out. You're never drying them, always hanging them. So they last a really long time. So you don't have to worry about buying menstrual pads next week and maybe even for the next decade. And that can be such a relief to people who don't have access to menstrual supplies and other basic needs. So what else is in the box? This is a picture of the box. It is plain black. It is 30 centimeters long. So it's going to hold a ruler. And that's great because I love boxes. I have always loved collecting things, whether it was rocks that I found or notes from friends. And now you've got a place to keep them. You notice it's all plain black. And that was by design because my comic book goes around the outside. And my comic book was created to explain menstruation to girls in a way that eliminates shame so that they know they don't have to feel bad about menstruating. No one here watching this video today would be here without a person who menstruated. So why should we be ashamed of that? This is a gift. Another thing that's in the box are stickers from the comic book. So you can use the stickers to decorate the box or decorate the box however you like and express yourself. It's a really high quality box made with a magnetic hinge lid so you can use it over and over again for your school supplies, for your keepsakes, for whatever tickles your fancy. How do you get it? So everybody who mints our project at the benefactor level can choose to have the menstrual box goddess kit sent to them or they can choose a menstrual cup set. If you don't want to mint at the benefactor level, that's okay too. You can choose to buy one in our merchandise shop. Whether you mint or whether you buy outright, I want you to know that one box is going to be donated to a person who menstruates in the United States who might have trouble affording their menstrual supplies. So every box, every mint, every purchase, it's a buy one, give one to someone in need. And I hope that that makes you feel good about. I would love to answer any questions, and I'm going to drop some links in the box below so that you can read more about period poverty in the United States and understand the impact on your community. Thank you.